Okay, so let's start today's session. So till now, what we have seen is the Sales Cloud software of Salesforce, which covers the total sales cycle. That means creation of lead, converting the lead into account, contact, and opportunity, then adding opportunity line items. That means adding products to that opportunity products, and then closing it. Right. This is the whole business which we saw, and this is done by the sales representatives. But customer relationship just begins with this process. This is the product which Salesforce has to take care of the sales process. But after this purchase is done, customer has bought your product. The relationship with customer does not end. The relationship with the customer begins. So the next step is called the service process. In the world today, your business, your brand, your capability, your business growth, everything is related to how good you can provide services rather than sales. So when the customer has bought your product, how well are you managing their requests, complaints, warranty support, and other demands of customer? Through this customer relationship, when you are providing these kind of services, and probably customer is also paying for many of the services like a warranty support, customer purchases this as a product from you, and you can go and cross sell this for multiple years. So you have to handle this beautifully and make the life simpler for customers. And that is where the very benefit of sales process, because here you, by doing this, you can do cross selling. That means if customer who has purchased the first product, now you can say, you are a loyal customer, we have some offers for you, this is our second product, are you interested? And maybe the customer who is very satisfied with your customer support will come back and say that, yes, I have a very splendid relationship with you guys. You provide me support all the time for all my problems. I want to carry on this relationship, and I want to buy some new products from you. So revenue, branding, everything is dependent on service process. And this usually in a company are different people. Sales people will only sell. Service people are the customer service. Think about Reliance, Geo, line, or a Vodafone connection, or a Airtel connection, whichever phone you are using or line you are using. If you are facing any trouble, you call the customer service, right? They log a ticket for you, right? They give you a ticket number, right? This ticket number is shared. This is a like this. It can be a request. It can be a complaint. You can say that I need a value-added service. I want this to be activated. I need an international roaming. You call them and activate that. You can even go and say that, no, I am facing this problem. The tower is not there for last 2-3 days. This is a complaint. So this can be a new service, new thing. This can be tower, and you can say that I need a new SIM line. I am already a owner. Can I get a landline now? So there can be multifarious things. Customer can come back to you and ask you, and this is where the service representatives work. What can be the different channels in which customer can reach you? The most important is phone. They can call you. There can be a customer support number which they can call, just like Vodafone, Airtel, and everything is there. They can write to email also. Many times you can see that they say that write a mail to support@vodafone.com, right? You can write a mail to them also. And self-service is also there. Self-service is portal, right? If you go to their airtel.in or vodafone.com, you can raise a ticket there also. You can say that this is my problem. So it is a web channel. So 3 channels I can see: phone, email, web. Nowadays, it has not only moved from these 3 channels. Now it has even moved to social channel. So you can like put on your, you go to Facebook and you write all like abuses in your chat, and then you tag Airtel there, right? And that also becomes this is important, because right now every company is monitoring what is happening on social media. Are they talking good about your company? Are they talking bad about your company? Is there any customer very unhappy with your service? And there is a dedicated team who wants to look at that. Hey, they want to get it to you, even if you're not reaching out to Vodafone because you're pissed off, or maybe you have reached out but there is no solution which the Vodafone is able to provide you. You go to social media, and then they basically give you the opportunity, or they can provide you the services. So there can be like how many channels? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now let's see how Salesforce can help us build this whole customer support. And this is the user base, and Salesforce has a separate product called Service Cloud for this. Okay. Now Sales Cloud itself has the case object. So if somebody wants to build a small volume like a customer support system in Salesforce, only Sales Cloud is enough for them. Salesforce already has a standard object called case. This is the base or groundwork that is needed for implementing customer support. But if you want to do customer support with thorough different channels, define SLAs. SLAs means how quickly the customers needs to get the benefits, or the resolution has to be sent. For that, Salesforce has a dedicated product called Service Cloud. So then Sales Cloud will not be enough. You have to move into Service Cloud. So now the idea is, we'll see how it works. So case is quite similar to ticket. Just like Airtel or Vodafone will give you a ticket number, Salesforce will have a case object which will store your tickets. Okay, so that is the benefit. So let's see this, and what are the channels possible? Salesforce, you can go to case, manually create a case. This case number you can supply to your customer, and you say this is a ticket number. So manual case creation, that is possible. Second is Salesforce automatically provides an email to case service. That means if a customer is mailing to one email ID, I can configure without writing any single line of code, automatically a case will be created. Similarly, web to case is also there. If you already have a portal, dash.com, you can put a form there, and you can put all your information and hit a submit button. Automatically, a case will be created for you. So I see that usually manual channel will be used for phone. People will call, and manually you will create a case for them. Email to case is automated. Web to case is also automated. So 3 channels are already taken care of. For social channels, by default, Service Cloud is not possible. Social channels, we have different tools called Social Studio. We are not discussing that right now. Okay, so let's see this in action. Let's jump into Salesforce. Before that, we need to understand that when a case is created manually, at that point, the person who is creating the case also becomes the owner of the case, right? Automatically, this is the normal Salesforce feature. So whoever is the creator also becomes automatically the owner. Case can be ownership of a case can be changed. Case can be owned by multiple people also. So there are many things which we have seen. Case teams are there, which is quite similar to account teams or opportunity teams. That is multiple people working on a case. Case, when it's not assigned, can also be assigned to a queue. That means still the number nobody has picked up. What is a queue? Queue is a group of users. So public group we already have. What is difference? The difference between public group and queue is that a public group is used for assigning, like sharing records, right? We saw that user public group. Queue is used to have ownership of records. So group of users, when they are owning a record, that is called a queue. So queue and public group has to be created separately. We'll show that. So this is a set of people who get assigned a case, and then one of them can become an owner when they pick up and start working on a case. Usually, case will not be one-to-one because somebody is creating a case, and case can be created multiple ways. Manually, if it is creating, then I already identify which sales representative is a service representative is working on that case, right? So I have already an owner. That person might need other help from L2 support, L3 support, technical team, and so on for resolving these tickets. So I have to add case teams, or I can reassign this case to somebody else if I need, or I can create child cases and relate that into my original parent case. I can, let's see that I called Vodafone and said that my tower is not working. And might be that I need to talk to the technical staff to understand if the tower is not there. If the tower is not there, maybe so I have to talk to another technician who can go to your house and put a booster. So I can create two child cases so that that can be taken care of and assign that to two different people. And then the original case which customer sent, that becomes the parent. And the next two cases become the child cases. And this is created all by the creator of the case. This is happening over phone. But what happens when somebody sends a mail? There is no owner. There is no sitting. There is a mailbox wherein all the cases are pouring in, right? So who is the owner? Here, Salesforce gives us a thing called assignment rule. What is an assignment rule? Assignment rule is a step-by-step conditional check, and so that a case can be directly assigned to a owner. Owner can be a queue. Owner can be a user. Okay, we'll see this. When a case is assigned, this is assignment rule is only applicable for email to case and web to case because these are automatic way. When you are doing it manually, you already have owner. There is no need for that. If these are not able to assign the case, then there is a default owner in Salesforce. That owner becomes the owner of the case. Okay, this is applicable for the automatic case thing. When the case is automatically assigned, Salesforce also give a auto response rule. Auto response rule sends a notification or an email to the people so that they get to know that their case has been created and the ticket number is shared to them. Because if they are on the web they sent a mail, right? They do not know if the case was acknowledged or not. They do not know if they fill up a form that their case has really been created or not. So this auto response rule is basically helping them understand that their case has been created in the system and somebody will work on it very soon. Right now we are talking about B2B business, right? So your customer is another company employee, right? It is not an individual person. B2C business is that individual person, but here basically it is usually a different company. So when a company is selling to another company, there is very important thing that they will get into contract, and this contract will have SLAs. SLAs mean service level agreements. That means I have different kinds of tickets: priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. Based on this priority, I might need different resolution times. This must be solved in 1 hour. Priority 2 must be solved in 4 hours. Priority 3 can be solved in 3 days. Priority 4 can be solved in 1 month. So based on how critical is that ticket, how critical is that problem, I will need resolution times defined and agreed with different customers. And based on these customers, I have to adhere to that rule. If I miss these SLAs, that company whom I have sent, they will take me to court. There would be a lawsuit. So it will be a dangerous situation. I have to pay a lot of damage because this is a business contract happening. It's not Airtel, you calling Airtel and then saying that you stupid guys, you do not give good service. It's not the case. Here a company is bound by contract with another company and the SLAs cannot be missed. So that the SLAs don't miss, the companies, the seller needs to set up some process so that automatic notification goes to managers after some time so that this SLA are not breached. I do not miss the SLAs. Yeah, it is making sure. So If they're like, I have SLA of 24 hours, maybe after 4 hours, if the resolution has not been done, I want to escalate this ticket. I want to escalate to my manager, to the manager of this service representative. So that manager comes in and says, what is the problem? Why you are not been able to solve? Do you need my help? Or maybe he takes over the ownership, or he assigns to somebody else immediately, so that these 24 hours SLA is not breached, so that I do not get end up in a court case. So that is important. And how Salesforce helps us in this? Salesforce gives us a escalation rule. Another feature herein, you can set, after some time you can assign or escalate to your manager. Salesforce automatically will escalate the ticket to your manager if the ticket is not resolved, so that the SLAs are not breached. All these features, we'll look into that. So let me sum up once again. We will see what is case. We'll see what is a single screen case creation, because single screen is very important for case. Is that because the service people are working in tandem, 3 or 4 phone calls are going in parallel, so they cannot jump between tabs and do their job. They need one screen to fill up everything, get everything on their fingertips. So we'll see how this single screen helps them. So this single screen experience is called console. We'll see that you can create a case normal way. You can create a case in, say, in console. Here in case, we will see email to case. We'll not go through that. We'll just, because this needs a lot of setup, we will not do that. We will see web to case, how this works. Then we will go to check the assignment rule. We'll see auto response rule. We'll see escalation rule, and we'll finish today's class. Any questions so far?
One question on Imesh, the single screen, this will include the knowledge base as well?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
So we had been working on this app, right? Sales app, but right now this is not enough. Here also you will see, I think, cases are there. So you might have seen this is a default standard object, which is the ticket object. We can use that. But typically what we do is that we have a separate app for it. And there you just look at the account, contacts, and cases, because cases is priority here. So this is the object wherein we raise tickets, and it can be manually done just like we do any record creation, no different. So I will check what is my person who is calling, who is the account, what is the status, do I assign is new, or do I say that I have already started working on it, case origin. Usually these 3 would be area. There can be other channels also, social channel, as I said. There can be live chat also. We are not covering that. So usually when we are creating the case manually, then somebody has called you usually, and then basically you fetch all the information what you need. What kind of error is this? You can change these drop downs, case reasons. You can put that customer as a modem, a customer modem. Yeah, and you put small description here. If you put internal comment, can we replace it? This is internal comment, so that other people can see it. The customer can see it. So this is the case is created. This case number is created automatically, and this will be sent out to customers. Right? I can work on this. I can talk to customers. There are many ways of doing it. But when you are working on multiple cases at the same time, so many people are calling, and you are working, probably you are putting one call at hold, and you are working on another case. How will you jump into case to case? This screen is not good enough for you, right? Think about that situation of a service representative. What will he do? He will go to a new case. He will create another case. Let's create another case. So now I am working on 2 cases together. I have to go and click so many times and jump between these 2 cases, right? So typically what happens is that Salesforce gives a service console. It's another app. This app looks a little different. You see, Here, the tabs will be individual cases rather than the different types of object, and different types of object are all here. So here by default, you don't need to change anything. You are on the case screen. Now, if you open this, you see multiple tabs are created, which are different cases, and you get all the information together at one shot. Even you can stop this one. And this is a collapsible screen. In one screen, you can jump into different cases. Maybe you're working on 3 or 4 cases. You have put on a whole different customers, and you can get all information together. So you have the case details here. You have the contact details here. You can see other cases of the same contact. You can attach things. So you can do all things together in the one window, right? Which gives you so much power, so much advantage to work on. You can also have a different bar here, through which you can do more things. That is called a utility bar. You can have live chatting going on. Live chat is something which you can enable to your customers if you have communities. So there can be many things which can happen. Right now, Amazon Connect has come in, so you can now talk to customers over CTI. So here automatically case is created for you when there is a chat happening or somebody is calling you. You don't even have to manually type and create a case. Salesforce will do everything for you. Yeah. So this has the things has gone to that level right now. So it will be easier for you, so Sumit, to understand, right? I'm talking about CTI, telephony. So here you are talking about this. You are talking about knowledge base. If I need to refer to articles, I need to send some articles to come. I can also change the console, activate knowledge, and I can automatically Salesforce will search knowledge article based on the case subject, and then you can attach that knowledge article or send that to customer. So all these features, this is completely manually how we are doing the case. Now let's see what are the other areas of automatic case creation. So if somebody is basically doing a email and you want to create here is an email to case.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one question that is, here you can show that there are 2 cases. So in real life, there can be multiple cases. Yeah, multiple cases. So means whenever a customer, just like I'm talking about customer perspective, so customer calls to launch a report, a complaint. So the customer service has taken the call, and whenever he just they are not going to tell the ID or whatever, they just going to, my name is that I have this problem, so what should I do, right? So after that, how can they search that this one means they are means like they are the person who is calling, and the cases where it will be registered, so they are the same. How can I understand that? So I will create a new ticket for that.
Yeah. So you will search your customer here. Maybe
Okay.
Animesh called. So you will search.
There can be multiple same name. There can be
Yeah,
same
that is
name.
possible. Multiple same number can be happening. So you have to go to the contacts and find out which is the basically different contact.
Okay.
That can be possible. There can be accounts also.
Yeah.
The account
With the same name. Yeah. Yeah.
possible. If there is a duplicacy, then you are putting trouble for yourself. That is it.
Okay. No, it
So
can happen
usually,
because for name, it
yeah,
can be happen.
name can happen, no problem. But you should have an identifier when you are searching, right? There is a
Yeah.
easy way of finding out who are these people. So if you like search for some name, let's see this one, variable test flow. You see, this the account name is showing below.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same person with the same account will never happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
It will be a different account. So that is how Salesforce is telling you that this contact belongs to this account.
Okay.
So now you select the account and test flow. So test flow 3. This is how you will associate this. and then you create it, a new contact got created.
Okay.
The third screen opens up for you. And this even Salesforce has made it easier through telephony, wherein you can associate phone numbers. The Salesforce can identify phone numbers which you have put for the contact. In the contact, there is a phone number field, right? It will
Yes.
match that phone number from this caller. This number has come. Automatically, it will create the case and it will automatically assign the contacts to you. We are not getting into those advanced level things. This is basics we are following, but it is possible in Salesforce to do all those things.
Animesh, one question here regarding the CTI. So when the call, I mean, the CTI will be integrated. I mean, the service console will be opened up, right? When the call will be coming from that
Yes,
number.
CTI integration is usually through the service console. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Usually, service agents will always use a console because the traditional UI is not workable for them. They cannot jump from tab to tab all the time, right? They need all the information at one single screen, everything all put together, right? So here, basically, there will be a chat window here. We right now call this a omni-channel. This is a Salesforce omni-channel setup. In omni-channel setup, if you have omni-channel setup, then they can work on multiple things at the same time. They can chat with people. They can work on different cases. They can also call people or like take phone calls, which is coming out from other Exchange servers and so on. Everything sitting in Salesforce. No separate phone is required. You will open Salesforce, you can do everything. Phone support, chat support, everything. You don't even need a phone. There is a soft phone layout which you will get in Salesforce. You can put a punch in your phone numbers and you can just dial. Or you can go to a case or go to a person like go to this person. But this is the contact details, right? I go to the contact details. I have the phone number here. If I put the phone number, when CTI is switched on, you will get a phone button to just click it and fire directly or ring it from Salesforce. Advanced topics, but yeah, everything is possible. This is bare minimum what we are talking about. CTI integration is quite costly. Right now, Salesforce has tied up with Amazon Connect. Previously it was with Avaya and other like Cisco and so many groups. Right now, with Amazon Connect, everything has gone cloud. So let's go to email to case. So how to set up a automatic email to case? So this is the setup. Email to case are of two types. One is on-demand email to case, another is email to case. On-demand email to case is when you want everything to be defined in Salesforce. That means the email ID also defining in Salesforce. Email will directly come to Salesforce and then you can create a case. But you might have your own email server, right? Most of the companies will have Outlook as their email server. So then you need a relay from that Outlook. Mail should be forwarded into Salesforce and then the case should be created. Right? So that configuration you have to do. That is called email to case. So on-demand email to case and email to case are two different ways in which we can set up Salesforce so that the automatic case creation can happen in Salesforce. So anybody sends a mail, the mail subject will become the case subject, the mail body will become the case description. Okay, enabled case and so on. So this you can set up a new routing address. That is the email ID you want to set up. Yeah. So you can see email to case or you can go to Outlook. Let's see web to case. If you already have a website, how to do that? Please note this web to case similarly has web to lead also. You can set up a form for creation of leads also. The same thing. Anyway, CAPTCHA, do you know? Everybody knows CAPTCHA. What is a CAPTCHA? Or recap?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
is?
It's like that means I don't know the actual definition. Means as I understand that it is a differentiate between robot and human.
That's correct. So if you can write code, you can write code to basically automate a human behavior which is happening on a browser. Yeah, there are so many tools right now in market which is available. So in order to make sure that your server does not break down, because this is not authenticated, right? No user login is happening. This web form will be a public form. Anybody can fill up anything, and they can run a robot or a bot or a tool, and they can keep on filling, and then your servers will crash because there's so much load will happen. Right? In order to save that, we may justify that it should be a manual process and a human should only be able to do that. That is why they give pictures. If you remember, they always give, show me that you are not a robot. Usually you will see this when you log into bank sites. Even after giving user ID password, they also ask you to give how many cars can you see on the screen. Have you run across, everybody? So that is captcha verification. That is a picture verification, very logical thinking is required so that we can identify that it is a human being, it is not a machine. So a captcha verification, I am not putting this right now, but this is usually the best practice to keep that. But if you, what needs needed, like if you want to create a case with only some fields, not all fields are required, right? So you will put your company's portal, and I am not including captcha at this point, and you generate the HTML. This is a HTML content. This whole HTML you will copy paste and then send it to the administrator of your website, and that person will just copy paste it that in any of the office page, and that this becomes a form. Let's see how this looks like. I don't know if I can create. I keep forgetting which is the application I use anyway. That's fine. So if I say pages, new document, paste it. Anyway, if you have a notepad, you can go and implement this. You can paste this HTML and save it as a dot HTML file. You can open this in a browser, and you will say it is a simple form which can open up, and basically that gives you the opportunity to put some value inside it. Yeah, and that value will, if you save immediately, it will create a case. Now, as I said, that the case will be created, but who will be the owner? So this is the automatic process of creating case. Here, there is a case setting.
Sir,
Ah,
yeah, one thing that is after means customer creating, launching a ticketer case, then they will get some this kind of messages or through web. So this kind of messages here it is in the HTML body, right?
if you
Yes.
go to like go to
In
Vodafone,
the HTML body,
if you go to like go to, I don't know, Vodafone site is still there, or let's go to Airtel, right? Here you say that you can log in, right? If you're not authenticated, and you say I need some support. If you say that, I think it will ask you.
every time it's not like that you have to log in.
Yeah, it doesn't need, right? So here, maybe contact us, right? So here, usually you will always see a form. So this is the FAQ section, but you will see that looking for here usually they do not have a contact. Yeah, this the quick help, right? So just because right now there is a COVID, I think they will not give some different support numbers. But yeah, you can say call number. This is a phone number which you can call, right? And you can also send mail to them. They will also grievance cell redressal mechanism. See, now
There's a
they're saying
general
that
mail ID,
this is
yes,
the email
where
ID.
you can, yeah.
So this email ID is something like this will be there, which you need to set up so that customer can mail to this and automatically case will get created and they will get the case.
They will get back another reply email that the case will be
Similarly,
resolved by
there can
this.
be forms also in that. You can have a form, right? My name, subject line. I don't see this here, but you can have forms in most of the website. If you go, you will contact us, you will get a form and you can fill up that form. That also can create a ticket for you.
After that,
And
means
also
what,
they give some tokens.
Yes, case number.
that is a ticket number.
Yes. So how, first and foremost is how do I assign that case to somebody so that somebody is working on it, right? So this is the default case owner. By default, if there is no assignment, automatically assignment is happening, then default case owner in support settings is the person who will own the case. Yeah, that email to case or a web to case. Please note, this will be the last option after the assignment rule has not been found. What is the assignment rule? Let's look.
Sir, the owner of the case means who has filed the case or who is handling the case?
The person who is working on the case. So if the person who is creating the case automatically becomes the owner, right? You are the case owner. A service representative guy is the case owner automatically. I am creating the case, I become a case owner, right? But when the email, the case is getting created from email or website, at that point, there is no service representative sitting here, right? So somebody has to own this case.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That is why this case owner is coming here. Okay. So this is the case owner. By default, if somebody is assigned as a default case owner, you cannot deactivate this user. This is a pure play certification question. Okay. Please remember this. Okay. So now we'll see what is the assignment rules. So you can have an assignment rule. You can create a assignment rule. I think some assignment rule we have already created. So this is something like a standard assignment rule. You have orders. That means by default, I will keep on like searching based on these parameters. So I am saying that if the account billing address is equal to USA and the SLA is equal to gold platinum and the account type contains customer, then I will assign this to Animesh Banerjee. If it is a silver and bronze, then I will assign this to some other user. If it is some other, then I will assign to some other. So I can have different groups also instead of single person, and I keep on doing it. So whenever this assignment rule for that case will fire for each case which is coming from email or which is coming from web to case. This assignment rule, case assignment rule will fire for that. In any step, wherever I can assign, the assignment rule will stop then and there. It will not go to the next assignments or next assignment rules. Okay. So the idea of this assignment rule is to first find which is the first logical way of assigning the people. So here individually, the one user has been assigned, but you can create queues. So you see, there is queues. There is no queue. I will create a queue. My case queue. Here, what are the objects in which you can use the queue? Of course, case object, I will use it. I can use other objects also, you see. Custom objects also allow queues. Who are there in these queues? Simple, just like public group, you can assign inside that. You can put users inside it. Let's keep 2 users here. Save it. So I have created a my case queue. And if you see this case, now you can, if you refresh it, you can assign this to, hold on. You can assign this to a queue now. My case queue. So now not a single user is assigned to this. It's a group which is the owner of that case. That means anybody can pick up this case and work on it. Whoever picks up changes the owner to himself and works. So this is a group of users, but this can be owner. The only difference between this and public group is that public group cannot be the owner. But again, public group is also a group of users. Okay, so now if I go back to the assignment rule, usually in the assignment rule, what happens is that you will not individually assign to users. You will basically be assigning to queues. You will go to queue. And ideally, you will be assigning to queues. Something of that sort will happen. You will have different queues for different groups, for different kinds of tickets, different kinds
So
of.
that means I can pass my assignment to my colleagues or something.
No, all the people under this queue will automatically get notified when a case is assigned to this queue.
Okay.
Now, whoever of you is available, you will pick up the case. Got it?
Yes.
Hello, the
Yeah.
owner name will not be mandatory, because whenever you are creating a case through phone, so there the owner name is who is assigned, the name is visible. But if I do through queue, so it's not like that. Who is owning that means who is creating the queue, who will work on the queue, right? Who will work on the case, sorry.
Yeah, when you are assigning a recorder to a queue, that means there is a group of users who is the owner. It's not a single person.
So anybody can solve it, anybody can do that.
That's correct. That's correct. Usually that is happening, right? When you're calling to Airtel, do you say that I want to talk to this guy? You cannot do that, right? Whoever is available, they will automatically route it to that person. That person will pick up from where you left, right? But if it gets disconnected also, that will not be the same person who will come back, right? There will be a different executive who is catering to you, right? So that is how it works. It completely works on availability.
But sir, please, can you just tell me once again the HTML part, because I don't get the HTML part.
HTML is just a form. Let me show it to you. HTML part. I just forgot how do I save HTML. Just give me 1 second. So new document, and I will go to web to his HTML generator. Control C, Control V, save it here. 5, I save this. I change this to .html. Okay. Paste. This is a test HTML page. Text. is adding HTML to it. I don't know. Let me check. Anyway, so the idea is if you now save this HTML, it will create a form for you. It will be just a normal form, which you can fill in, just like any ordinary form. So like this, it will create something like this. So if I put this form here, you see, this is the form. You
Okay.
have a file like this, wherein you will put your details, email, phone number, address, and submit. The case will be created. Simple.
Okay.
Okay, so now we will look at assignment rule. We have already looked at. Now we will look at.
Animesh, one question.
Yeah.
So when we are assigning to a queue, so queue is the owner. Now,
Yes.
when from that particular queue, service representative is picking up a particular case,
Yeah.
then he or she is changing the ownership of that case, right? From the
Yes.
queue to
Yes.
him or herself.
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Otherwise, anybody can work on that case, right? That is not a good practice.
Right, right. It will be
You should
another.
go ahead and change the owner. So what you will happen is that you will see in that case list, it will show up for everybody, right?
Correct.
All open case you will see. And even if you have this case owner as this one, but it will come up in your list. So you will go there, open this case, and then you will go and change this to yourself.
Correct.
And then basically start working on it. That way other people also know that you have already taken this case up.
Yeah. So the queue is a temporary
Temporary bucket.
placeholder.
Yeah, that's
temporary
right.
bucket.
For doing this. Yes. It's a primary step, or when people are not available to work on it, then you just store it there. That's it for some time.
Correct.
But individual people will be working on it at a later point. So we saw how assignment rule works so that we can assign based on different criteria to different things. But then also you need auto responses. That means when the case is automatically created, you also send a response to them automatically. And it is exactly the same. There is no difference. Same steps. You create one by one. You name that gold user. And this is the email ID, space and name. Sorry, this is the criteria. This is number one. And this is the name and email ID which from which your email will go out to your customer. You have to select an email template, just like workflow. Just give me 1 second. হ্যালো, হ্যাঁ একটা বেরোবো তো, একটা দেড়টা, না এসে খাও, হ্যাঁ দেবো, না দরকার নেই, হুম হুম ঠিক আছে, হুম হুম। Okay, so this is the sort order, and I will give like case origin is like equals to maybe email. I assigned for email. I will set up a template, and this is my first sort order, which is it. So valid email address from address. So I have to put this email ID in our org email addresses, and then I will be able to use it. So this is the org wide email addresses wherein I have to use special email IDs. I can add this here. Yeah, this has become your address, and then basically you go ahead and still there's a problem. Use this one. Yeah. There's some problem. I will check what is the invalid email ID. So oh, sorry, this is not verified. So I have to verify it, and then basically it will work. So verification request sent. I will have to verify this email, that I will be able to use it. So the funda is this is the how basically you are creating the auto-responsive, and of course you multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you can create. This is for sending emails. So when the email automatic the mails are getting created in your system, because so that customers are not disappointed, they know what is happening. So their case has been logged correctly, and they have got somebody assigned to it. Usually you will assign it to a queue, because somebody will pick up later when they are available. The last part is the escalation. Very important, very critical. Escalation rule is exactly the same, no difference, same thing. Based on the priority and skill set, you will be doing this, and you can put some actions to it. Escalate at 2 hours and 2 minutes, and you send a mail to this guy. Right? You go one by one. You see, normally is the first level. Then you see this. This is the second level. Escalate at 6 hours. So they look at aging. How long is this age after the case is created? How escalation times are set when the case is created. So use business hours specific to the case. I am counting then. It's 6 hours already. Then I will assign to this guy and notify this person. I am changing the owner. You're seeing, getting that? So this is the way it is. It's like a same assignment rule, but this happens after some time when the case has already gotten created, and based on different schedules. And as time goes by, this can get escalated to higher bosses or higher or senior support tickets, so that there is no breach of SMS. Any questions?
We can have, I mean, sorry, we can have multiple escalation rules based on the customer type. So for example, gold customer is having a separate escalation rules, and
one
premium.
escalation rule wherein you have the sorter.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. If it does not fall in the first category, it goes to the second category.
Okay, we can club it together.
Yeah, all these escalation rules should be put in one. There should be one escalation rule wherein all the rules one by one you will have a sort order.
Okay, so
In
but
this criteria you will set here. You will not write separate escalation rules.
Okay, but it will be a very complex because
Yeah, of course.
it could be based on geographic location, and it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be based on the customer type and all.
There can be 100 of rules. Sometimes
Correct,
it goes in
correct.
hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
here it is in the SLS section, it is written that it was silver, gold, platinum, bronze. So
Yeah.
it's the name, it's the name of the rule.
No, this is the criteria. Account has a field called SLA.
You told that a service level
Yeah.
agreement.
So if you go to this account,
Mhm.
here there is a field called SLA. This is
Okay.
the SLA. So you tell to the what kind of customer is this? Does it need a gold service? Does it need a platinum service? Platinum service might be faster. It might be like resolutions I will give them in a day. Maybe it's a bronze or a bronze customer, then probably I will give a resolution within a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
with respect to SLA, the priority will be set, just like that high, low, medium, right?
No, SLA is not defined on priority. Priority of a ticket is a different thing. Priority of a ticket is basically there is a customer priority also. There is a ticket priority also. So if you go to this ticket, so
So means I just understand that if I choose platinum, basically the platinum is the most expensive customer. So their priority, I think, means should be the high because the most
that is a
firstly
customer priority. But the case priority can be different. Case priority means what kind of problem is this? So I will give you an example.
okay.
So like I have customer priority, right? Customer priority. And I have case priority. So maybe this is platinum. Gold, silver. Case priority can be high, medium, low. So if for a platinum customer, a high priority ticket maybe resolution time is 1 hour. For gold, it is 4 hours. For silver, it is 8 hours. It depends on, but this I am just randomly putting it. It based on what is your contract. That is the way it is defined. So every organization will have a different value. So here medium might be 1 day. This can be 2 days. This can be 3 days. Low can be 1 week. This is 2 weeks. This is 3 weeks. Are you getting it? So based on the priority of the ticket, I will have separate customer priority based SLS. Okay.
Okay,
So
but how
it is
can
not
I
that
choose?
any ticket will get resolution in 1 hour. No. Depends on if it is a high priority ticket, then only it will get.
But how can I understand that which ticket had high priority, which ticket has medium, which ticket has low? Can you
Based
understand?
on your discussion with customer, when you are creating this ticket, at that point you will put the priority here, right?
And also the customer emergency.
Customer can also say that this is high priority for me. You have
If,
to
if,
agree
if
to
they
that.
don't, if,
You
if
will
they
say no,
don't say
based on
that,
our contract, this is not a high priority ticket.
okay.
But
But
you have to
because
argue with the customer and find it out. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. I'm just telling that if they don't tell that it's a high, low, because they can forget anything. So
Depends on your
if
contract. It is not a human decidable
okay,
stuff. It is
okay,
purely a contract. Based on that contract term, you have to clearly define the SLS. So customer can say this is business critical, and you will accept it if it is if the problem is happening in their production sandbox. Now they say this is business critical, but the problem is happening on sandbox. You will reject it. You will say no, based on the contract, it is not a high priority ticket. For us, based on contract, this is a medium priority ticket. So when a customer says this is high priority, does not mean that you will accept it as a high priority. It will depend on the contract. For customer, every ticket is high priority. You will go mad if that is happening.
that is true.
Yeah, so it will not that it has to be clearly defined. The as better the contract is, the better this conflict. The conflicts are lesser. So that concludes our session today. Any further questions?
So just like in the escalation part, you have shown the timing. So means whenever the ticket has raised after 6, just you have shown the 6 hours, 2 hours, right? So means after 6 hours or after 2 hours, you have been escalating to someone else. Means why it is not done? Why? What is the problem? Just like that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
No, I am not done. Not done. It is not a complaint. It is an assignment, reassignment of the ticket, so that a higher boss or higher or a more powerful person is taking care of the ticket. Otherwise, it will breach SLA, right?
Yeah.
Then basically you will be dragged into court. You don't want that.
Yes.
So this is just a tip of the iceberg. This product is called Service Cloud. This can go into very complicated zone, very advanced features of Salesforce are there. There is a separate certification both for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Those are all advanced certification, which you will do gradually. This session was to bring you the basic features of Salesforce. Salesforce is a very advanced tool. Whatever you seeing probably will not be used in any enterprise applications. All enterprise applications or every in customer, it will be advanced implementation of the Salesforce. So gradually you have to move into that direction. So your learning has just begun. Don't think that whatever this session is teaching you, this is actually come into project. In project, it will be far more complicated. Yeah, but you will get to know, but you will not connect the dots if you do not know the admin basics, right? So this is a good start. After that, on job, you will train yourself, you will educate yourself, you will read more, understand more features, and it's a vast ocean. We are just showing you a beach at this point. Yeah. If there are no further questions, we'll close the call today. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, now I have asked one question earlier, that is the external services.
External services, yes. So you can stay back, otherwise other can drop, or they can stay back if they want. So we have to discuss a little things of indications.
Okay.
I will share my screen.
Can I stay back on image?
Have you,
Yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Shaman.
Yeah. Payal, have you discussed it with Rakesh or any of your mentors?
Yeah, actually, I have asked to Shutanu. I didn't ask to Rakesh, but he told that he also forgot that thing. So I just need some basic understanding. I'm not telling about the trailhead part, just little bit understanding. So what is the external? So what is the purpose of that? That's it.
Okay.
Nothing more than that.
Yeah, my intention is to at least please engage your mentor as much as possible, because they are dedicated and they are responsible to at least give you some thoughts and some their experiences they need to share. Because if they do not give you, then it is their fault. I will not give them the rank. Understood, Payal? So they are also
Yes,
they are also being evaluated by us, all the mentors like Rakesh, Shubhajit, like Omshita. Who is the mentor in this batch?
Shubhajit.
Shubhajit is the mentor. So if Shubhajit is not giving you the information, or if he's saying that he is not aware of that, then I'll deduct his number. I'll give the worst rank as a mentor. Na? I will take care of him separately. But please give chance to your mentor, so that we can also understand that this mentor is working fine. Your feedback, whatever your feedback is. See, Payal, if you are telling that you are
This was supposed to be for the next session, but I will try to cover some part. So, Shohon, like when is the next session, by the way?
for this batch,
No. The next batch.
next batch, Animesh, I have not set up the batch 15 class because you are not available after 1. Na? So this batch is scheduled to 12:30 or 1 p.m. So if you are available tomorrow, then I will schedule. In fact, I will schedule in the evening after discussing with you how you are.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's fine. Okay. Then
So
I take my
anyway,
time.
sorry, I just need half an hour of your time today, if it is possible. I have already given some invitation and discussion with the certification guy, the people who wants to do registration and certification. I just need your 15-20 minutes time to just to give them the idea how to give how to do the registration and how to do the
Bring this
yeah.
batch also. Bring this batch also into that.
Yeah, so if you can complete this batch by 12, I will
Yes.
just take 15-20 minutes time. I will ask them to join at 12 sharp,
Yeah.
and I will take your 15-20 minutes time, so that you can just give them the brief, so that we can start this batch once.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Sir, am I able to be with this call after 12?
You are already in the group.
Yeah,
Payal.
yeah.
Just Please join. I'm just
Okay.
giving them the invitation. Okay.
Okay.
so.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So what we saw, so Salesforce is a system, right? Salesforce, we already talked about Salesforce. Salesforce is a CRM system. But when you think about an enterprise landscape, that means in any company, it will not be only Salesforce. There can be many other systems. There can be ERP system also. ERP systems are basically for financials. Right? Here, billing, invoicing, fulfillment are taken care of. Then there can be analytics systems, BI systems, we say that. Salesforce also has analytics, right? We talked about reports and dashboard, but there can be different, like not analytics. Let's talk about, we'll talk about something like data lake. This is basically can be used for BI, that can be used for data backup and so on. So there are different systems in place, right? Most of the time you will see in enterprise landscape, a CRM system will be connected to a ERP system. ERP system can be of different types. SAP can be one. You have heard about this. Oracle can be one. Microsoft Dynamics can be one. So these are different financial systems that can be connected with Salesforce. So whatever information are we collecting here? What are the information are we collecting? The customers information we are collecting. Opportunity information we are collecting. Opportunity line items we are connecting. We are collecting. So opportunity line item till this we have collected. So after the sales process is over, sometimes what happens, this opportunity line item information needs to be passed on here, so that now these people can create the invoice. They can ask a customer to pay, right? So this information from one system needs to be passed to another system. This information from this system needs to come here. This system from needs to come here. So Salesforce has to send many information outside. Salesforce also needs many information inside it also. So many times that this data lake, so something which has come from here, this will go back to Salesforce. Yeah. Or from financial system also, probably the invoice or payment information I want to push into Salesforce, so that we can talk when the service representative is talking to customer, they say that, sir, your this month payment is due, right? But that payment is information is all kept in financial system. How will Salesforce know? So you have to send this information back. So any information which is sent outside of Salesforce is called outbound integration. Any information which is sent inside Salesforce is called inbound integration. Right? So external service is basically used for outbound integration. This one. What are the different outbound integrations possible? How can Salesforce connect to another system? Usually Salesforce only connects to another system via two protocols, HTTP protocols. It can only connect over HTTP. HTTP right now it connects over HTTPS. Basically. If you go to any site right now, every site will become HTTPS. In browser, most of the site you will see HTTPS.
Yes.
That is secure protocol. HTTP. So this internet browser specific technology is same. It's HTTP. So this is the protocol through which Salesforce connects to another system. This HTTP protocol can be of two types. One type is called SOAP, Simple Access Object Protocol, RESTful services. So these are the two services in which Salesforce can connect to another system. If it is a SOAP service, SOAP and REST can be connected from Salesforce. So outbound messages from Salesforce to another system can be sent via different ways. One is through coding. And there are many configuration ways also. Outbound messages from workflow. We talked about it, right? You heard about outbound message long back in workflow. That is basically the SOAP service. This is a configuration way. So there is no need to write any code. Yeah. Similarly, external services can be fired from flows or process builders. And this is basically using the REST. Now, what is this API? This API, what is the format of data I have to send? What is the format of data that will come back? That data representation or description or data schema, as we call it, is given in SOAP through a file called WSDL, Web Service Description Language. It's a XML formatted data. Something like this. Whole SOAP is XML formatted. REST is JSON formatted. JSON can be JSON format, REST can be JSON or XML both. But usually REST is JSON. JSON is basically JavaScript language. So it is quite similar to like this. You will have something like this. So you will have a property name and property value, property name, property value. And this is the simple notification. So this becomes very lightweight for people to understand. Okay. So recently what has happened is that REST service, the REST service JSON file format is also describable if a Swagger in implementation is. So Swagger is quite similar to what SOAP service had Wisdom. That is a description of that API, of that REST service. So if you import this Swagger into external services, Salesforce automatically creates the infrastructure or the things that is needed to fire a HTTP call out. So what you have to do, you have to implement the Swagger file, import this Swagger file into the external service, and then you have to pass the parameters. And from that, the SOAP service will give some parameters and it will return back and you will show that in UI or use it. Simple. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah.
That is it. So I think that example which there is shown, I think it is using a flow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's from a flow. You are firing an external service. External service is basically firing a REST service. External service is the Salesforce tool through which you can call a REST service. But this REST service must have a Swagger file, otherwise you cannot call it.
What is the full form of REST?
REST is representational state transfer.
Okay. State transfer.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
REST service is basically stateless. Okay, so that is all we have covered in this session. I hope this will help you finish all your trailhead. The next session the next session would not be required for you because the next session is covered right now in 12 o'clock. So please stay back. Let's wait for the other guys to join.
Yeah, Sumit, you can also join because you are already certified. So I did not add in the other group. So if you want, you can also join.